What's cracking, guys? We're back again, continuing our Marvel Legends review series with another episode of the Amazing Spider-Man line / Spider-Man Classics line. Now we got Scorpius, old Scorpio himself. So right off the bat, I love this figure. I mean, like, it's not hefty, but I mean, it's definitely an embodiment of the character Scorpion himself. And right down to the tail, like, look at that. Boing. Like, get your mind out of the gutter. But, like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So just taking a close-up look at him here, it's just amazing the amount of detail they put into this. Like, even, like, the armor. I guess it's a kind of metallic armor or anything, but there is a metallic variant of this, by the way. It's kind of shinier, and this part here is covered up so you only see the eyes. I kind of like that look of the mask better, but as far as the shininess of the metallic armor of the variant, I do like this one painted, the way this one is painted, better than that. If that made any sense at all in the confusing way I just spat those words out. Anyways, yeah, look at that. They even got like the little bevels and the little, by bevels I mean dots, and even little ridge lines in the black there. Fantastico. Man, and look at that face. Look at that. It's just like menacing, kind of angry and sour at the same time. It's like, hey, Pa! Bob flooded the toilet again! Anyways, yeah. Like, even the eyebrows, they're not even like chippy little lines there. They're kind of like, what would you call that? Kind of like rigid. Little tiny ridges on it, giving it character. And like, they even got like little dimples in the forehead here for the expression. I just don't know, you know, why they wouldn't add in a kind of lensish cover here on the mask. But whatever, it's all good. Looking at the stinger here too, it's pretty damn cool. I mean, like, you do have this thing here that kind of like takes away a little bit from the whole point of the stinger here, and that thing is just for a little pin missile here that fits into the tail like that. And as you may have guessed, you just simply fire away. And of course, you gotta press it in a bit more and then fire it. And it's pretty damn powerful. But I digress. This is pretty cool. They even got a little flexible piece of rubber here. That's cool. I guess they wouldn't have a hard plastic because kids would just walk around with this thing and like whack people in the head like it was like the MLB World Series or something. But anyways, I also thought that the pin missile itself was kind of cool because not only does it look like a Christmassy Q-tip, but the actual plastic on the red tip here is, let's see if I can pick this up on camera. It's kind of squishy. Can't really pick it up too much in camera, but it's kind of squishy, almost like a Nerf football. If you've ever held one of those things, that's what it feels like. I really like the way they did the tail attachment to the body. It actually looks like something that would house like some kind of corrosive acid or something like that. Why it wouldn't corrode the crap out of his back and costume, I don't know. Is it genetically modified corrosive acid? I don't know that either. I should really brush up on my Scorpion comics, but I think it's pretty cool how they did everything here. Up to and including the little gloves. Kind of looks like a mad scientist gloves around here, but that's cool. I like how they did a little bit of forest / what would you call it, a hunter green, shade of green running through the black on the gloves here. Same thing with his undies. You can pick that up there. It's like he swings with Tarzan sometimes, you know, repping that green. And he's got the same thing going on with his cool boots here. He's even got a little bit of boot tread going on there, so that's pretty cool. So as you may notice, I've been having to hold this figure up with my hand almost all the time, just because, sorry if you can hear my birds in the background there, just because the tail is so heavy for this figure. I mean, like, that's where these fig art stands kind of help you out here. You can balance the tail, he can stand a bit better. Maybe not, depending on how you pose him. There we go. He stands on his own just fine if you give the tail some support. As far as the articulation goes, he is, you know, he's not bad. I mean, like, he could use a bit more in the head. He cannot look up at all just because of that huge cranium joint there that prevents any pivot upwards. So he's kind of stuck looking like this. He doesn't have too much of an ab crunch joint, but he makes up for that with a massive amount of hip pivot there. So he can kind of look up, but he kind of has to take his whole body with him. Kind of like Michael Keaton in that Batman movie where he has to turn his whole body to look everywhere. Or even, for what's it called? The Batman Begins. He had the same problem. Anyway, his head can rotate 360 degrees, exorcism crap going on there. His body has kind of 2 swivel joints, kind of. And I say that because you can see there, I'm twisting the upper portion of this torso, but I guess this thing is really annoying, isn't it? The tail is kind of inhibiting that upper torso movement there, just because the actual groove runs up along there behind the tail. That's pretty common sense there anyways. But he does have the waist swivel, and he can't really go 360 unless you're holding the tail up as well. Then that's kind of freaky looking right there, kind of like a green elephant kind of thing. But yeah, so that's not bad. As for the legs, he's got typical leg motion, kicks out. He's got donkey kick action, but he kicks himself in the tail if he does that. He's got double jointed knees. He's even got that little metallic cover detailing on his knees, which is pretty cool. It's like FIFA shin guards taken up to a whole nother level right there. He's got some calf. Does he? Pretty sure he did. I thought he had calf. Yeah, he does have calf rotation there. And what I love about this thing the most, about the, well, articulation-wise anyways, is not even the detailing in the boots, but just the fact that they still included that toe swivel right there, that toe hinge. And I guess you could say that that's another reason why he's kind of hard to stand up on his own. But I mean, I'd rather they included that than left it out completely. As far as the hand goes, it's pretty cool as well. It opens and closes. The fingers are actually not on an individual articulation. Wow, that's a mouthful. Individual articulatory, if that's even a word, but it sounds good, joints. Neither is the thumb, I believe. Just try that out. Yeah, so it's pretty much the palm that moves like that. Same thing goes for the other one. But interestingly enough, I don't know if this is just mine or what, but this hand here doesn't curl in as easily or as much as the right hand. So the moment we've pretty much all been waiting for, the big ass tail on the back here. It's got supreme articulation. I mean, it's like if you ever went to Taco Bell and you order some fries, you make that stuff supreme. That's what the tail is in terms of articulation and detail here. I don't even know what to call it, but it's just cool. It's just like, it's like sturdy, so it won't bust on you. But at the same time, it's flexible, incredibly flexible, up to a certain degree. I mean, like, you can't really bend this, of course, because it's a harder plastic, but this thing's just awesome. So I want to add that, again, with this figure, I do kind of appreciate the gimmick, more so than all the other Spider-Man Classic ones. If I could set this thing up here, can't really do that perfectly right now, but I mean, it's a mailbox. It's got some detailing on it. It's made out of, like, what do you want to call this? Like the same material you would find with like shower curtains, so a thin plastic or something. I don't really know the exact name of that material, but yeah, it's got like detailing like the Daily Bugle. It's got a Spider-Man sticker on the side of the actual mailbox, and you know, it's got like $1 on Sundays, 50 cents daily, and it even says, "Do not use." Hang on, can we zoom into that? It's pretty cool because that's actually "Do not use pennies." Damn, that's accurate. But yeah, I thought it was cool because the whole point of this is to have, or not have, but like imagine, use your imagination here, Scorpion spraying out some acid onto this thing. He's like, what? I don't like that headline. And that corrosive juice just melts this thing down to a pulp. So I think that's pretty wicked. So here he is next to the other figures we've reviewed so far in the Amazing Spider-Man review series here. And we can't forget Spidey, who I always like to drop in the center here of our little diorama. So, when it comes down to it, would I recommend getting this figure to add to your collection? I would say abso-freaking-lutely. This is just a cool-ass figure. I mean, you can't really find him, obviously, in the store anymore, but on eBay, I mean, sometimes you'll get lucky and, you know, nab him for a decent price, and he's not nearly as expensive as this dude right there. Sometimes he is, just because people will keep him in, you know, mint on card in packaging. But I mean, he shouldn't be nearly as expensive as Venom. Alright guys, so that's been my review on the Spider-Man Classic Scorpion figure, continuing our Marvel Legends review series. Next time we're probably going to be taking a look at either Electro, Shocker, or Hobgoblin, not Harry Osborn. And yeah, As always, if you like what you see and you want to see more here, smash that like button, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!